Hey guys! So we are back to do another figurine repaint. I haven't done one of these in quite some time, so it is long overdue. I've got some of my colors here kind of picked out already. I'm going to paint him in a grizzly bear color way, I guess, color scheme, because I think he is a grizzly bear. I don't really know my bears very well, but he looks like a grizzly bear, so we're gonna paint him as such. So I'm gonna use this. This is actually a toffee tray, and I like to reuse just random stuff around the house to try and reuse things as much as I can, and these little trays are really actually perfect for painting. Small projects anyway, not big projects. But anyway, because they have all these little wells. And let's see, I've got most of my paints are artist loft paints. And then for like paintbrushes, I mean, I have my whole jar here, so I'll just probably pull random ones, but most of them will be the smaller ones. And yeah, let's just, I guess, jump into our base coat. So I guess my first thing to do would be to find the lightest tone on the grizzly bear. So I don't know, I'm not really sure how to accomplish this color, but we will just, you know, just jump right in and see what we can figure out. I've got a reference picture just from Google. I just Googled grizzly bear and I picked one. They tend to range from like a really warm orangey brown to like a really desaturated brown, but we're gonna go with more of an orangey brown. I like this color, but I need a lighter version of it. And I like to use this color, this unbleached titanium, because it acts like a white, but it's not so harsh. So any lightening it does to the color you mix it with is going to be like more subtle. And I really like that. So let's see. For the lighter tones, his face looks like, see, and even now where I am getting the color on him, it's looking too like skin tone, and it doesn't have enough depth in it. So I'm thinking I might see if I can grab maybe even an orange just to, I don't know, maybe add some more orange and some white to see where we can take this light tone, because I don't know if that's fully it. So the only orange I have is this really bold in-your-face orange, so I know I'm not going to need a lot at all. That's probably even too much, but that's okay. And then, so let's do that. And let's add some stark white to see what happens. I am enjoying this though, that's for sure. I don't know why I waited so long to do another figurine repaint. Actually, I do know why. Lately I've been doing a lot of collaging, so my art desk here has been just loaded with magazines and clippings and scissors, and it's just been full and kind of messy, and it doesn't really allow me to work on any other projects because my table's being used. So for this video I just put all of that stuff away because I really wanted to do this video. And yeah, I might do more here in the next little while as well, because this is a lot of fun. I love repainting things. And let's see. I think I am just gonna go with it since I've already painted 3/4 of him. So I'm just gonna make this be the base coat, I guess. And yeah, I guess we'll just have to see if I can make it work underneath his darker tones. And I think it shouldn't be a problem because there isn't a lot of the grizzly bear that is this light color. And I don't even know like if it's a seasonal thing. Does their fur shift in color at all with the seasons? I don't even know. Or maybe with age, does their fur change colors? I'm not really sure. But yeah, I gonna finish this guy off and let the first coat dry, and then we'll be back for the second coat. We are ready to play around with some darker tones. I already know that I like these two browns. They look very like perfect for a grizzly. I might just lighten up a few sections of his face, or I guess his underside, I suppose, because according to my reference image, those parts of him are quite light, and since I didn't really love this tone that I had going first, we will just quickly add a little bit of light here, and then we will carry on. And I think that will work really well. Back to the darker tones. I almost feel like this is pretty perfect as a grizzly color, but actually now that I'm seeing it on him, it might not be dark enough. Yeah, I think I'm going to try that dipping technique where I put this color on him and then this color on him instead of like mixing on my palette. I'm going to see how I like that. And I do feel like that might be a bit much. I do feel like he needs a bit more like orange. I don't know why, but this particular reference image that I've got going on here it has some orange in it. So, and I like how it looks. But I also think doing this technique where I kind of mix it on the actual figurine itself, I think that will lend itself nicely to like a more natural variation of color, because I think that's pretty natural for a bear to have different colors, just like humans have different tones in their hair, you know? So yeah, I think I kind of like this. I think this is a good grizzly color. And then we can wet our brush, which is good to do for like gradients. Just wet the brush, and it's a more diluted, I guess, not version of the color, but the paint is more diluted, so it's a little bit more transparent, therefore it'll be lighter. Does that make sense? Yeah, so just a few different techniques to try when you're doing something like this. I've kind of got this like dabbing motion going on, and that is because of the texture of this figurine, because of all the little hair, or I guess fur bits. There's a lot of indents in the mold, so yeah, this just helps to do like more of a dabbing technique, just kind of helps get in all those little grooves and spreads it into the little hard to reach places. And I would also say, if you decide to do something like this, don't get hung up on getting everything perfect on the first coat. Like I've left this leg because that's the leg I was holding on to. Yeah, just allow yourself to do it in phases. And yeah, I'm really liking where this is going. So let's let it dry. Okay, so I actually ended up leaving this project for the day. And now my paint is like dry. Some of this thicker stuff is a little bit wet still, but it's basically dry. So I'm gonna have to grab some new paint. But he has dried, so I think, you know what I think I want to do? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring out the black India ink. I'm going to mix it. Let's do that right now. Let's go with this one. Okay, I'm going to mix some of this black with some of this really dark raw umber brown, so I can get like a, you know, really, really, really deep brown. And then I'll put this lid back on so I don't spill that. I'm mostly doing this because I'm actually out of black acrylic paint. I need to go to the store and get some, but I just haven't, so there it is. And this is what, okay, so I think what I'm going to do, and I hope that it works out, is I'm going to paint in some of the darker areas of the bear, which I know are like in and around his neck, and I'm not going to be too precious with it because I'm only just trying to get in the cracks. And so I'm not sure if this will end up working out like I hope it will, but I guess we'll have to find out together. So we'll let that dry and we'll come back for another round of the brown. Once again, I left for the day and the paint dried. So, oh boy, this is interesting. I want to go ahead and put in some of the browns back in, because this is, I mean, this is brown, but it's a really dark brown. And I'm wanting to make like a really warm brown. I'm wondering if I should add like red. I'm gonna try that and see what happens. So I've got this burnt sienna. We're gonna play around. The orange wasn't working for me. That really bright orange that I tried the first day, or in the beginning. So I want to try, because I have the burnt sienna and the raw sienna. The raw sienna is more brown. The burnt sienna is more red. So let's see what kind of color we can come up with these options. You can totally tell which of these paints are older and which ones are newer, because the older they get, the more gloopy they get. So which I'm trying to do, I'm going to try this one. I'm going to try this brush. It is a 12 filbert. So see what we can come up with here for a color. It still isn't giving me that really golden color, and I'm unsure why. Even if I were to put like yellow in it. Struggling to get this goldy orange color on this reference photo. All right, so yeah, that's more of that real gold color that I'm liking. At this point, I'm not even quite clear on how this is going to turn out because of the layering approach I'm doing. So I'm just hoping for the best, but I did want to get some of this real warm color in, and I was struggling to find it, and now I think I've got it, so I'm happy about that. See what I mean? And I said I just wanted to like brush on this top coat brown, and then have bits of that dark show through. This is kind of what I was hoping for with that technique, and I think it's coming across well, so I'm happy that's working out. Well, I've really actually enjoyed how this color tonal, you know, layering technique has worked. It's just something I was playing with. I had the idea and I was hoping that it worked out, so I think so far so good. I know one thing that I like to remember when I am trying to blend colors a little bit is to try and catch the first color that you put down before it's 100% dry. It makes it a little bit easier to make those color transitions more, I guess, natural. So that is one thing I would suggest to keep in mind if you do something that has a color transition. And then don't think that your brush is too dry. That's not going to really be very common. You're probably more likely to have a brush with too much paint on it than a brush that doesn't have enough paint on it. So just, yeah, keep that in mind. I'm actually really happy with how this has turned out. So I'm gonna let this dry, and then when I come back, I'm just gonna do the details like on his feet and on his face. So be right back. All right, so we have this guy's face now. I think his body, I think I'm pretty happy with how the main part of his body looks. I'm just going to focus on his face right now. There are some darker tones that I wasn't thinking of at the time before, but there are some darker tones by like his eyes and a bit around his mouth. All right, so I got his face to a place that I like it. I will just have to do the inner mouth, the teeth, and the eye and nose. So while that is drying, let's pull out my Black India ink, and we're going to paint on his paw pads. And actually, I think at the same time, I think I might actually go in and blend this part out a little bit more. Keep in mind, these bears live on their paws, so they will just naturally in the wild be darker just from being dirty. So now his face has dried, so that's handy. All right, so I'm gonna use my super tiny, this is my tiniest brush that I have right now, I think, yep. And we are going to be painting on his features. Oof. So eyes and nose are black. I've said this in the past, but I do need some of those like model paintbrushes, the ones that are meant for like ultra tiny details like this. This is just a regular artist brush. But who knows, since I've never used a model brush, it might be a very similar experience, I'm not sure. Okay, I think we've got it. I think that's him. His eyes are so tiny, I don't even know if I want to try and put an eye shine in there. Would I wreck it? I mean, that's easy to cover it up, so. So our bear is done. I'm pretty happy with the way he turned out. I will show you guys a before and an after to what he looked like to what he looks like now. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!